Hi, welcome to Wolf and Minis. What is going on, old 40k fans? Welcome to Wolf and Minis. Today, I've got a 10th edition 2000 point Space Wolf Dreadnought list for you guys to enjoy. It's a meme list, this is not competitive, and I've made this following What the 40k, his style, and this is inspired by What the 40k. I'll have a few rules, and it'll be thematic. I'm using the Ironstorm detachment, but that's more because it's thematic than it is good, and I know that people might get annoyed at me because it's the meta, but I don't give a care for the meta. Following that, I have a couple rules and guidelines I've personally set myself to follow, and I'll quickly just go through them now. So, my rules for this list are no visible marines, no tech marines, and as many classic box dreadnoughts as possible. Let's get on with the list. So, to start the list, we have Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Bjorn will be our warlord. He is equipped with a twin last cannon, his true claw, and a heavy flamer. He's got two abilities. He's got legendary tenacity, and this lets him half the damage characteristics of the attack. This you will see a lot throughout this video, as it's very common for dreadnoughts to have half damage or -1 damage or something. But he also has Ancient Tactician, which basically lets you, once per battle, up the CP of a stratagem by 1. Which means if you want to go full meme, you can make their CP reroll 2, you can make their Overwatch 2, if you're playing guard you can make their reinforcement stratagem 3, if they have a Titan it's gonna cost them loads more. It's pretty good against key stratagems. Next on our list we're adding Murderfang. Murderfang is a Wolfen Dreadnought who is also a legendary hero. He costs 170 points and is equipped with a heavy flamer, a storm bolter, and his unique melee weapon, the Murder Claws. He's an absolute beast in melee combat, and I use him quite frequently in just my lists in general. Murderfang's ability is really good. Basically, whenever something shoots it or attacks it, he can then either shoot or fight as if it was my shooting phase or fight phase. Which means that if he's in melee combat and something hits him, he can hit them again, and then he gets his turn to fight. Now we are giving Murderfang some bodyguards with 3 Wolfen Dreadnoughts. All of them cost 130 points, and they're all equipped with Blizzard Shields, Fenrisian Great Axes, and Heavy Flamers. Their ability, Bestial Rage, lets them, when they're in engagement range, roll a d6, adding 2 to the result if the model makes a charge. On a 4 and a 5, the enemy suffers D3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, it's D3 plus 3, which is good because you should be charging with them as much as you can, meleeing with them as much as you can. If you're doing it right, there should not be an enemy left at the end of your turn that they're fighting, and they should be able to charge on your next turn. Now, to add more dreadnoughts, we have 3 Space Wolf Venerable Dreadnoughts. Each dreadnought costs 155 points and is equipped with a Blizzard Shield, Axe, and Heavy Flamer again. Their ability, Wisdom of the Ancients, isn't really useful. I'm not going to talk about it. Now, I'm going to do a quick recap of everything I've put in so far before we continue with the last few units. The list currently consists of Bjorn the Fell-Handed, Murderfang, 3 Wolfen Dreadnoughts, and 3 Space Wolf Dreadnoughts. Next up at Dreadfest we have 3 Classic Dreadnoughts. Each one of them costs 135 points and is equipped with the Twin Last Cannon and the Missile Launcher. I'm using these to add some fire support and some heavy weaponry to the list so that we can deal with the tanks before they blast our melee dreadnoughts to the ground. Their ability, Wisdom of the Ancients, does not matter in this list because it only affects infantry, and this list has no infantry. And finally, to round off the list, we have 2 Brutalis Dreadnoughts. Each one costs 160 points. They are both equipped with Brutalis Talons, the Twin Multi-Melter, and the Iron Hail Heavy Stubber on the top. These pair are our big hitters, able to deal lots of damage quite quickly. Its ability, Brutalis Charge, lets it, each time it charges, roll a d6. On a 2 to 3, the enemy suffers d3. On a 4 to 5, the enemy suffers 3 mortal wounds. On a 6, the enemy suffers d3 plus 3 mortal wounds. So it's similar to the Wolfen Dreadnoughts one, but it has to charge. It does lots of damage, you can roll it consistently. I've always found this to be really successful. That's the list. Now we'll quickly show you the entire thing all together. The list is Bjorn, Murderfang, 3 Wolfen Dreadnoughts, 3 Space Wolf Venerable Dreadnoughts, 3 normal Dreadnoughts, and 2 Brutalis Dreadnoughts, for a total point cost of 1,930. I could have put some Fenrisian Wolves, or maybe some infantry in if I wanted to, but I wanted to stick to my rules and only include Dreadnoughts. This list is not meta, it does not include any Redemptors or Ballistus Dreadnoughts, which I see a lot of. I almost went into Legends to get a Leviathan, because I think Leviathans are cool. If I was to bump this up to maybe a 3,000 point list, I would definitely be putting a 3rd Brutalis in, a couple Leviathans, and hopefully that should be it, maybe a Contemptor if I needed to. This list is really fluffy, it's also a really melee heavy list, which is very Space Wolfy, and I'm really pushing into melee. I would probably run this list in 3 kind of flanks. I would put on the left flank either the Wolfen Dreadnoughts or the Venerables, on the right flank the other one, so on the left we put Wolfen, right Venerable. In the middle I would put the 2 Brutalis and Murderfang. I would have the 3 normal Dreadnoughts sit in your deployment zone to hold objectives, and have Bjorn go in whichever flank needs more killing. That is my fluffy Space Wolf Dreadnought list. I have managed to complete all my rules, I've followed them. I'm very happy with this list, I think it will work really well. If you ever use it and have success, let me know, tag me and things. I'd love to see them. I thank you again for Warhammer 40k for the idea. I will be putting a link to his channel in the description. If you have any ideas for lists, memes, jokes you want me to run with and try, let me know in the description and I will have a go and see if I can make it. I've already got a few ideas for things like an Orc Fire list, a Guard Rapid Insurgent list, which is like flying in tanks and drop podding things and Valkyries. I've got so many ideas. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. If you've got this far in the video, I'm assuming you've enjoyed it, so could you do the YouTube amenities like, comment, subscribe, because it'll really help me, and it'll push me to make more content that I enjoy and that you can enjoy and that everyone else can enjoy. Thank you so much for watching to the end. This is Wolfen Minis signing out.